Hello students. So today our topic is sorting and aggregation. First let us see what does sorting means. Sorting basically means arranging some values in a particular order. It can be your ascending order or descending order. And the values can be sorted on the basis of a specific column or columns. So for sorting, we use the sort underscore values function, and the syntax you see here, data frame dot sort underscore values, then by comma x is equal to 0, ascending equal to true, in place equal to false, kind equal to quick sort, na position equal to last. So these all are by default values. Okay, 0, true, false, quick sort, last, all these are by default values. Now let us see what these parameters mean. By means it can be a string or list of string, name or list of names which we have to sort. If axis is 0 or index, then by may contain index labels or column labels. And if axis is 1 or columns, because 0 is for index and 1 is for columns, then by may contain column labels or the index labels. Now, axis can be 0 or 1, 0 for index and 1 for columns. By default, it is always 0. Okay. So, by default, we have to sort along the index. Now, ascending will have boolean values, true or false. By default, it is always true. So, it is bool or list of bool. By default, it is true. Sort ascending versus descending. Okay. And specify list for multiple sort orders. If you are giving a list of boolean values, then it will be for multiple sorting orders. And if this is a list of bools, must match the length of the by argument, means how many strings or names or list you are passing, it must match along with the number of boolean values. In place by default it is false, it also carries boolean values, and if it is true, it will perform operation in place. Na position, it is first or last. By default it is last. First puts all the nans at the beginning and last puts all the nan values at the end. Now let us see some examples using the sort underscore values function. Okay. Now in the last class we have already seen this example of the online tutorial. So the name of the data frame was df1. So df1 dot sort underscore values country. So in the sort underscore values you have given the parameter country and rest of the parameters are not given. So by default it will sort in ascending order for all the countries. So for country you see, first we'll have the alphabet B, then Z, then all EU. So first all the Brazils, then Japan, then UK, then USA. And as per those countries, the quarter and tutor will be shown. Done, and all the classes. Next, df1 dot sort values tutor. So here we have passed the by value as tutor. So as per the tutor, and race parameters are not given. That means by default it will be again ascending order. So all the tutors will be arranged in ascending order, and as per the tutors you will have the quarter, country and classes. So our first tutor is Anusha. So Anusha has appeared 4 times in our original data frame. So Anusha 4 times, her quarters, then for which countries she have taken classes and how many classes she have taken. Then after A we have Z. So for Gurujat, then Jacob, then Tahira, then Venkat. So in this way the sort function works. Some more examples we will see. Suppose here you are passing list of names. So df1 dot sort values country comma tutor. So first all the values will be first all the countries will be sorted, then inside each country all the tutors will be sorted. So here you see in country, first Brazil, Japan, UK, USA. Inside the single country Brazil, all the tutors will be sorted. First we have Z, Jacob, then Tahira, then Venkat. Okay. So it works in this way. So and rest values will come as per the data, classes and quarter. Okay. Next, here you see df1 dot sort values underscore values tutor then country. So what will happen? First, all the tutors will be sorted, and as per the tutor, all the countries will be sorted. So first tutor is Anusha, then Gurjat, then Jacob, then Tahira, then Venkat. So Anusha, for Anusha, the first country is Brazil, B, then Japan, J, then U. Next, for Gurjat, the first country is Japan, then UK, then USA. In this way it will work. Here I think there is one printing mistake, because Anusha should come here, and for means Anusha has also taken class for Brazil. So since first the country is sorted, then the tutors are sorted, so this Anusha should come here. Okay, you can try this in your practical, then you will be more confirmed with the output. Next, you see here df1 dot sort underscore values by equal to tutor comma country ascending. Here we have given false, means all the values will be now sorted in descending order. First all the tutors will be sorted. Okay, so Venkat, then Tahira, Jacob, Gurjat, Anusha. Then as per each tutor the countries will be sorted. So for Venkat we have only USA, then Brazil, then for Tahira we have first USA, Japan, Brazil. So you can see all the values are sorted in descending order, and as per the tutor and country you will get the classes and quarter. So this is how the sorting function works. Next, you see you can use parameter in place if you want to store the sorted data in the data frame itself. Okay, and you can use array position parameter to specify the position of null values, which is by default last, but you can select it and make it first also. So this is all about sorting. Next we have aggregation. Okay, now with large amounts of data, most often we need to aggregate data so that we can analyze it effectively. Now there are many aggregate functions offered by Pandas, using which we can aggregate the data and we can get a summary statistics of the data. Now the most commonly used summary statistics are mean and standard deviation, and this table shows other aggregate function and their description. So count will give the total number of items, sum will give the sum of all items. So these functions we have already discussed and used. Mean or median function will give you mean and median, min max will give you minimum maximum, std and variance will give standard deviation, and variance med function will give mean absolute deviation. So here we will only discuss about the med function and the standard deviation function. So the med function, okay, so it is used to calculate mean absolute deviation of the values for the requested axis, means it can be axis can be 0 or 1. Now what is mean absolute deviation? So mean absolute deviation of a set of data is the average distance between each data value and the mean. Understood? So it is the average distance between each data and the mean value. Now we can use the met function as per this syntax: data frame dot met, x is equal to none, skip n equal to none. So axis can be 0 or 1. By default it is 0, 0 for index, 1 for columns, and skip n is boolean. By default it is true. It excludes all the null values. If an entire row or column contains null values, then the result will be na. Okay, so let us consider this data frame. This data frame also I have discussed in the last class. So SL underscore DF. So here we have the 4 years and all the 4 quarters. Okay, now here you see SAL underscore DF dot med. Here axis is not specified, so axis will be what? By default 0, means for all the index. Okay, so it will calculate along all the columns. Okay, index 0 means it will calculate along all the columns. Axis 0 means it will calculate along all the columns. So here you see what columns we have: 2016, 17, 18 and 19. So all the columns have come, and the med function will calculate the value and give the output as per all the columns, means for all the index. Okay, for index 0, 1, 2 and 3. So med calculated along axis 0, that is for all the columns considering the data across the rows. Now here you have specified x is equal to 1, means x is 1 means it will calculate for all the quarters, okay, but along all the columns. So here you see math calculated along axis 1, that is for all the rows, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, considering data across all the columns. So for quarter 1 the math value is this, quarter 2 it will calculate like this and it will give this value. Similarly for quarter 3 and 4, and data type is float 64. Here you see SL underscore DF dot LOC. Dot LOC means it will take for particular quarter. We have mentioned quarter 3 means this quarter, comma colon, comma see only we have given colon means for all the columns. So it will calculate the math value and it will give the output here. Next here you say SL underscore DF dot LOC. Quarter 3 and quarter 4 means both these quarters, comma colon means for all the years, all the columns. So for quarter 3 and quarter 4 it will calculate along all the years. So for 2016 it will calculate the math value for quarter 3 and quarter 4 and it will give you the result here. Similarly for 2017 it will calculate the math value for quarter 3 and quarter 4 and it will give you the output in the same pattern for 2018 and 19, and by default data type is float 64. Next we have the STD function. The STD function calculates the standard deviation of a given set of numbers, standard deviation of a data frame, standard deviation of column and standard deviation of rows. So let us see the examples. SL underscore DF dot STD, axis is not specified means x is equal to 0 means it will calculate for all the columns for 2016, 17, 18, 19. Data type float 64. 2019 it is giving none value. Why? Let us see here again. So this is the original table, okay. So for 2019, okay, so here you see you have 3 none values. That is why here you are getting the output as nn, okay. Next you have SL underscore DF dot STD along axis 1. Axis 1 means for all the quarters. So for quarter 1 it will calculate the standard deviation of all the years and it will give you the output here. Similarly for quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Done. Next SL underscore DF dot LOC. So here we are, LOC is used for what? For giving a slice, is not it? So first here we have given colon means for all the rows, for all the quarters, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, comma 2017 means only for the year 2017. So for quarter 1 2017 this is the value, quarter 2 this is the value, quarter 3 this is, and quarter 4 this one is the value, okay. Data type is in 64 because here no decimal part is there. One more is there, SL underscore DF dot LOC colon comma 2017 dot std function. So here we are using the dot std function. First we have taken out the slice, done. Then here we have done SL underscore DF dot LOC this part, so for all the part, then dot std function means dot std function will now compute the standard deviation for all the 4 values and it will give you the output here. So this is how the aggregation functions work. So that's all for today's class. Thank you.